Hello there friends, welcome back to another episode of Generation Tech. My name is Alan, and today we continue our coverage of the last year of the Clone Wars. We'll be returning to the neutral world of Mandalore, which up until this point has not enjoyed its neutrality at all and has been inundated with political crisis and civil war. All of which has been leading down to the climactic showdown at the Siege of Mandalore. The last time we were here on Mandalore, Duchess Satine had been deposed and locked up. The criminal Lord Maul had taken over Death Watch and control over the planet, but shortly after he himself was deposed by his former master Darth Sidious. With Maul gone, Prime Minister Almec, his puppet Prime Minister, remains in control of the planet, but the future of Mandalore still looked dark and grim. Only Bo-Katan, leader of the Mandalorian Resistance and Night Owls, still fights against this false regime. With the entire galaxy in flames and the Outer Rim siege reaching its climax, the Republic hardly had the resources or political will to intervene on the planet. After all, Mandalore is a neutral planet, so getting Republic support for an invasion is unlikely until a series of events happen that make it very much a possibility. First, Bo-Katan managed to link up with former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano. They have a common enemy in Maul. More importantly, Ahsoka Tano still has ties to the Jedi Order. She had been wrongfully kicked out of the Jedi Order for crimes she did not commit. When her name was cleared, she was given an opportunity to be reinstated, but Ahsoka Tano decided to leave. Many Jedi, including the High Council and her own master Anakin Skywalker, deeply regretted the events that occurred and wished for her to come back. Then you had the rescue of Maul by Prime Minister Almec and his Death Watch troopers. Maul had finally returned to Mandalore to take control of the planet. Ahsoka Tano contacts Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi and briefs them about the situation. The Jedi agree that the former Sith Lord is still a great threat and needs to be captured. Little they know, Maul is no longer a true Sith Lord and has been discarded by his own previous master, Palpatine. After repeated failed attempts to kill his former master, Maul is now defeated and in fear for his life. He is a shadow of what he once was, and now he awaits for Darth Sidious to carry out his grand plan. Anakin Skywalker and the 501st are extremely excited to welcome Ahsoka Tano back. Rex has all the men paint Ahsoka's face on their helmet to demonstrate their loyalty to their former commander, and most likely their disapproval of the Jedi's actions against Ahsoka. Anakin even has Ahsoka Tano's old lightsabers prepared for her. The invasion of Mandalore is ready to go, but the briefing is then abruptly interrupted by a message. Coruscant is under attack by General Grievous and a huge separatist fleet. There are even rumors that the Supreme Chancellor has been kidnapped. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker are immediately called back to the core. Ahsoka Tano feels betrayed. Once again, Mandalore is left behind for more important Republic worlds, and so Anakin splits up the 501st and gives Ahsoka Tano command of the 332nd Company of the 501st for the invasion of Mandalore. But since Ahsoka Tano is no longer a Jedi commander, he has to promote Captain Rex to the role of Clone Commander. Ahsoka will serve as his advisor. The Republic arrive over Mandalore with 3 Venator-class Star Destroyers and an entire invasion fleet. They face limited resistance in space and begin launching assault gunships in preparation for the ground assault. Maul's Death Watch are outnumbered. Continuous fighting during the Clone Wars has thinned out the ranks. But still, they carry out a daring jetpack counteroffensive as the Republic forces arrive in atmosphere. The Night Owls and the 332nd are also equipped with jetpacks, making this a very vertical battle. The majority of Republic forces make it safely to the ground, and the fighting immediately floods into the city of Sundari. Gar Saxon is placed in charge of the Death Watch defense and is quickly giving up ground to the more numerous attackers. Prime Minister Almec calls for a general retreat to the Undercity. Underground in the sewer systems, the Death Watch will have less of a disadvantage because of their numbers. Also, Maul has concocted a plan. He knew that the Republic would eventually try to attack Mandalore. He had no illusion that he could win this battle. He instead hoped to lure Obi-Wan Kenobi, his nemesis, and his apprentice Anakin Skywalker to the planet so that he could kill them. Maul, of course, wanted revenge from Kenobi for cutting him in half all those years ago, and killing Anakin would deprive his former master Sidious of a new apprentice. Maul not only knew about Sidious's grand plan, but he also knew that he was secretly grooming Anakin to join his ranks. While the remaining Death Watch forces withdraw underground, Republic gunships began brutally targeting training fields full of Mandalorian recruits. This event would become known as the Night of 1,000 Tears, later described by Moff Gideon of the Empire. What's interesting is the fact that Bo-Katan was partially responsible for the horrendous massacre of her own people. But at the time, she and her Night Owls are quite busy. They rush the Sundari throne room and take out the Prime Minister and his guards. Meanwhile, Ahsoka Tano leads a platoon of clones into the sewers, and they are immediately ambushed by Death Watch. Every clone is taken out, and only Ahsoka Tano is left to face Maul alone. But before they can begin their duel, Captain Rex shows up with reinforcements, which causes Maul and his Death Watch to pull back. Ahsoka Tano returns to the palace, and together with Bo-Katan and Captain Rex, they brief Obi-Wan Kenobi of their current progress. The fighting in the city was dying down, and most of Death Watch had been defeated or captured. Obi-Wan Kenobi lets Ahsoka know that Count Dooku has been killed by Anakin Skywalker, along with any hope to interrogate him and figure out who this mysterious Darth Sidious was. The Jedi suspect that Darth Sidious is behind the Clone Wars, and exposing him is a top priority now. Obi-Wan suggests that they tried to capture Maul and try to see if he knows anything about this hidden Dark Lord. It's at this point that Ahsoka is interrupted. Maul has appeared once again from underground and ambushed another patrol of clones. He also takes a hostage, ARC Trooper Jesse, and begins to use the Force to figure out what Ahsoka Tano is up to. At the same time, Maul sends Gar Saxon to assassinate Prime Minister Almec, who is now in Republic custody. Maul wants to cut off any loose ends. Meanwhile, on the surface, the clone troopers are starting to evacuate civilians from damaged parts of the city. The Mandalorian people and Bo-Katan are not happy with the presence of so many clones on their planet. Ahsoka promises to Bo-Katan that the Republic forces will leave once Maul is captured. To their surprise, they find Maul waiting for them in the throne room with Jesse in tow. Maul has orchestrated a massive counterattack with his Death Watch warriors. He essentially goaded them into dying a glorious warrior's death, and they were now serving as a very loud distraction. This is also that he and Ahsoka Tano can have a quiet conversation. Basically, Tano wants Maul to help the Jedi uncover who Sidious is and stop him, but Maul is already way beyond all of this. He rightfully believes that the Republic and the Jedi have lost their way. Both of these organizations are political monsters, and they no longer seem to care about what's right or wrong. Maul offers Tano a partnership as well, so that they can both survive the chaos he knows is about to come, and eventually they can defeat Sidious together. Ahsoka considers the offer, but asks Maul what he wants with Skywalker. Maul reveals to Ahsoka that Anakin Skywalker has been groomed by Darth Sidious for years now and will be his new apprentice. Maul admits that he orchestrated this entire Siege of Mandalore conflict in order to draw Anakin Skywalker to him. This revelation angers Ahsoka Tano. She does not believe that Skywalker will turn against the Jedi, and she draws her lightsaber and ends the conversation. The two duel in the throne room and are evenly matched. Their duel then spills out to the battle outside in Sundari City, where Death Watch's counter-invasion is beginning to stall. Maul escapes to the catwalks above the city. He has abandoned his men and now is looking for a way off the planet. Ahsoka Tano engages with him and manages to disarm and capture him with the help of a few clones. With Maul captured, Ahsoka Tano must now return to Coruscant with their prisoner on the Venator-class Star Destroyer Tribunal. While en route, Order 66 is triggered. Luckily for Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex is the closest clone to her, and he manages to resist shooting her for long enough so that she can figure out what was going on. Captain Rex tells Ahsoka Tano to find the files for an ARC Trooper they both once knew, Fives. Fives had uncovered the inhibitor chip plot that Darth Sidious orchestrated to ensure Order 66 would be carried out without any issues from the clones. Meanwhile, Maul, who is trapped inside of a prison, is about to get Order 66. Even though he's technically not a Jedi, Ahsoka Tano manages to save him in the nick of time. She wants to use him as a distraction to help her escape from the ship. Ahsoka Tano uncovers the information about Fives and the inhibitor chip. Her next move is to isolate Captain Rex and remove his control chip. She successfully manages to remove this chip, and together they try to escape the destroyer. Meanwhile, Maul is creating havoc and has destroyed the ship's reactor, causing it to leap out of hyperspace and begin its descent into the gravity well of a nearby planet. Maul escapes in a shuttle, and Rex and Ahsoka Tano also make it off in a Y-wing. Unfortunately, the majority of the clones on board don't make it out alive, as the Venator goes crashing into the planet's surface. Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex spend the last moments of the Clone Wars burying the fallen. So there you have it, guys. That is the Siege of Mandalore, the climactic end to the Clone Wars TV show. Stay tuned for more awesome content because Bad Batch is starting up very soon, within like a month from now, and we'll be covering it here on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button down below so you don't miss out on that awesome content. And as usual, thanks for joining us today. If you're watching this You are Generation Tech.